I mean, damn, where were we, man? What do you think about the sentiment that was shared by Master C earlier, fellas? Where if you messing with the bottom of the barrel, you get bottom of the barrel results. So when you messing with low level women and you surprised at their attitude, like a woman at a gas station, for instance, is that on you for having that level, or is that just your access point?
I'll start off. So when you say bottom of the barrel, I mean you're talking about the character of that person. So I think the scenario you gave, Hamp, was this woman worked at Wendy's, right?
Yeah.
Does that make her bottom of the barrel just because she doesn't make a lot of money? Or are we talking about her personality and her attitude and her demeanor, right?
Well, so Mr. Fatad, let me give you a better, like let's make it more substantive. So she's 30 and she works at Wendy's. And
Okay.
she's on the fries.
Okay.
So you said she was and she's
she's not a smart. I mean, well, she's not a smart person. She's not a rich person. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, right? So okay, so for a man like me, myself, or somebody that's higher, cool. No, that's I don't want to be taking care of a person on that level. But a man, the dude is working on the fries right beside her. Is he low level for her? Is he a low level man because that's where he is at this point in time? Let's say he's not 30. Let's say he's 25. He's working. That's his college job, right? So if he's 25 and she's 30 and they're working side by side, is she low level to him?
He's 25.
Yeah.
And she's 30 working as a fry cook.
And he's in college?
Yes. That his perception should be, if this is your life, I should aim higher. Or should it be like we've been saying? And I'm saying we, right? Because we don't run from the conversation. As long as she pretty, we'll take her. And then I'm surprised that she act like a fry cook from Wendy's.
Well, that's the reality of the situation. Go ahead.
But the problem is we just got through listening to the brothers basically give this impression that the women are not operating on this, which is typical for black men. It's typical for black men being raised in our culture to view a black woman with an attitude as being normal. So when you look at the brothers that are pursuing what y'all are calling bottom of the barrel, all of us are taught to accept our people no matter what level they're at. Am I wrong?
To accept them or to date them? I mean, that's two different things. Or to interact with them, like I'm in different spaces. I don't know. I'm not coming across the same people apparently. You're
splitting hairs now, bro. Because why would you be that selective if what we're talking about don't exist?
Oh, good and bad exists in every world. So women are no different. They're not going to all be good. They're not going to all be bad. Good and bad exists in men, women, cars, dogs, whatever. So I'm not surprised that bad women exist. Like, go find the good ones. I don't sit around and complain about the bad ones. I just go find the good ones.
Okay, so now we get into the numbers, right? And Uncle Ant said he's an analyst guy. Uncle Ant, do you know the stats of single motherhood for the black community, brother?
I do not.
Let's get to that.
Do you know the stats for black women have multiple kids by multiple men?
I do not.
Well, see, this goes back to my point. This isn't really, I'm not shooting. I'm just saying this to the point where I say we're not just talking shit. There's important stuff to this. So what if I told you 70% of black women, hold on, follow me. 70% of black women are single mothers, right? That leaves 30% of them that aren't, right? So, and then let's say it's what 62% of black women have kids. So that means only 38% of them don't. You know how many percent? And it's 46% of black men have kids. So when you add up the people that don't have kids and people don't have kids, there's a deficit on the man side, right? So you can't say just go find the good ones when there aren't enough good ones to go around. Then you get into that's not counting obesity, that's not counting poverty, that's not counting. And then, like Angry Man says, then you start to get into the particulars of the attitude, and she didn't ever have a father in her life, or she a hoe, or plenty of other things. So you guys say this to where it's just so easy to go find the good ones, when again the good ones are the major minority. this is where you're not making sense.
All right, I gotta clarify a couple of things before they jump in. Now, are we saying they're not good because they have a child?
That's what I was gonna say. Right out of my mouth.
And then secondly, wait. So I just want to ask that question, right? You have to clarify it. And Vic, you doing too much shaking your head. You haven't even said a word yet. So the key is to assess what we having a conversation about, not be stuck on a point that you heard previously from somebody you respect. If there's somebody that says something better shit than what you thought of today, you should concede your point and go with that. So now, Mr. Fantastic, I know you'll clarify. Are we saying 70% of those women? What'd you say?
I didn't say nothing.
No, I ain't saying
I'm
nothing.
talking to Vic. Oh, okay.
Oh.
So 70%.
Nah,
70% of I'm just asking. So 70%, are we saying because you mentioned them having a child, does that make them bad women? And then secondly, can you clarify the point? Or sorry, that have a kid, 70% have kids, right?
You said 70% are single.
Single mother. Single mother,
right? So does that automatically make them bad women or less desirable? And then secondly, Mr. Fantastic, can we clarify the stat to say that 53% of the 70% don't have dads involved, because 46% of the 70% do have a dad involved? Do we need to add that in just to make sure?
Yeah, that's good context. Okay. But even though she has a dad involved, that don't mean they're together, and they could be. So they could.
No, I got you. But just they don't know those stats. That's all.
So that goes back to it, Hamp. So if we just qualify the fry cook at 30 as a piece of shit woman, of course, the chick that's got a fucking kid. No, you can't shake your head, Master C.
No one use that terminology to describe any women on here.
Wait, stop. Y'all jump in. You can't have it both ways. Stop.
So let him clear.
No one use that terminology to describe women.
All right. Listen, let Mr. Fantastic clarify. He was being hyperbolic, obviously, right? But we were saying, would you go for her as a 30-year-old fry cook, right? We need to assess that.
He didn't have a kid. Thank you. So if the attractive 30-year-old fry cook is low level, then the woman that's more likely obese with a single that's got a kid out of wedlock, 60% chance she has two by two different men. Yes, she's a bad option.
Okay.
If the fine ass fry cook, her only bad thing is, hey, she's not too smart or she got a shitty job.
Okay.
Well, of course, then by that logic, the single mother has to be a bad option.
Okay. Let's get a response. So he's saying she has a child, right? If she's a little bit older, you have a child, you usually gain some weight. So now her weight is off, the attractiveness may drop. Does that make her a bad option?
Nope.
Then the 30-year-old fry cook without a kid.
It doesn't, because a lot of times what happens in real life, those people that you was growing up in high school with and everything, they are not the same woman. Life takes a toll on all of us, and we have to meet upon common grounds with the people in order to have a great life with the people.
Put them in the bathroom.
Want to deal with. No.
Okay, so let me just clarify. So Vic, you're saying that because she had a child and lived life, right? There could be pros that outweigh that con that doesn't make, so it still makes her a viable option.
Right. It's all about not what a person brings to the table. See, a lot of things that what happening with males and the people in these spaces, they always talk about the goddess looking type woman, but all at the same time, you know what you're doing when you decide to not use that condom, and you get in this situation where you put a baby in that woman, and you leave that woman outside of your covering, and another man has to deal with it. You know what happens? You leave the woman that you don't want, the woman that you despise, or the woman that you get on this internet and talk about. Those are the women that's out here that's on these internet platforms. Hold on. No.
First of all,
don't.
Go ahead, Vic. Go ahead, Vic.
You ain't gonna do it. What happens is that woman ain't the way you perceived her when you was playing basketball and you was doing your little dribbles and dunks and everything, and then she was rooting for you, and then she was all feminine fit, and she was on the leader side, shaking that thing, shaking them pom-poms for you. You Negroes, there was the high value men. Y'all put them babies in there and left them out there for us to grab them on and take on life. You know what I'm saying? And then build them to say, yeah. When you left them, you know what happened was.
Who man is this, bro?
Hey,
Get what? You are the Negroes. You are the Negroes at the gas station right now.
Oh no!
Put his drunk ass in the bathroom, man. Stop coming on people's panels drunk, bitch. God damn, that shit is ridiculous, bro.
Hey, so Vic got timed out for 20 minutes. Vic will be back in 20 minutes. Vic is saying all the men that had access were taking advantage of all these women, leaving them with kids that they not taking care of. And now we saying put them in the bathroom because they have a child. But the truth is a man did that to them in the first place.
Man ain't do shit to them.
No, I'm just clarifying what Vic said.
She didn't have to open her legs, and she didn't have to let that man screw her without a condom. Let's cut this goofy shit out, man. Let's cut it out. This is the problem. We want to take responsibility away from fully grown adults. Okay, we want to pretend now all of a sudden, which used to be a standard in the black community. In the black community, if a girl got pregnant and she wasn't married, you send her down south. Or the mama raised the child like it was another one of her kids because of the shame. Stop acting like women having children out of wedlock is not problematic. It is. It is.
Is it people or women?
It's people.
Okay.
It's people. But the only problem is, look, it's wrong if it's the dude or the woman.
Okay.
But the problem is, and we don't want to acknowledge this. Mm-hmm. Yes, there's dudes out here being irresponsible, and that's not cool. But women grant access to sex. Period.
Vic, they brought you back, Vic.
Yeah, because all at the same time, I'm gonna tell you this though, angry man. You will not ever fucking silence me. Now I don't be trying to curse, my bad. You will not ever silence me because even though you got your YouTube power in real life, though, the shit I speak, I do this shit. I do this outside. I try to train and teach people, like younger guys. The things that look, I was born in 1985, right?
He gone.
And I done seen and look.
Check the super chat.
Listen what I'm saying. Look. Listen
what
I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Though. The thing is, though.
You got down.
Damn.
Damn. Come on. That's why he had the gun up.
Yo.
Bodies.
Yo, they said
bodies.
Damn.
Yo, they don't want victims.
Oh, they all want them going.
They hit him with the Royal Rumble, bro.
They hit him with the Royal Rumble. Let me see.
The Royal Rumble.
God damn.
Bodies.
Yeah, I'm hoping nobody ain't trying to save me.
Yeah, Vic, I can silence you, bro. I can sick the Be No Nation on you, bro. You would never get in here talking crazy like that, bro.
Other outside is human. She turn up her location. She must think I'm stupid. She wanna run the street, so let her ho. She doesn't show signs of stopping. So who am I to be cock blocking? I really hate to see you go. Let her ho.
So Vic, they say,
What are you doing here? I thought I told you to go fuck your mother.
God damn, Vic.
Hey, I still got $100 credit. Let's keep that in back, man.
Oh yeah, you still got any kitty? Hold on, what Dario say? Yo, you need at least $241 to bring Vic back, man.
Yeah, you got to do the math. It's big math. That's big math.
But $100 sitting in the bucket just in case.
Oh, $260 to bring Vic back.
Yeah,
damn, man. Hold on.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
So, angry man, let's get to this point. All right. Well, no. So, the single mothers, though, are men. So, is that a talking point? We understand what Mr. Fantastic was saying. However, Do you think that single mothers are a bad option?
Yes.
Okay, how come?
Look, here's the thing, because we got to provide context for this, because everybody always jumps to the character part. I'm not saying that every single mother is a horrible person. People make mistakes. People have relationships that don't work out. They do goofy stuff that end up putting them in circumstances. But the problem is when a dude dates a single mother, there's too many things that present itself that are problematic that caused the relationship to splinter. It's too many things that's not conducive to a good relationship. The first thing is when you meet a woman and both of you are single, right? And you start dating, let's say you're going through the traditional process, you're actually dating and you get in a relationship and you plan on getting married. Well, the two of you are developing a bond with one another, right? And then when you finally do have a child, the two of you already have a bond. And now you have the child, and now you're bonding with the child, but you're bonding with the child from an equal position. The child is looking at both of you the same way because both of you are the biological parents, right? When you have it the other way, when the woman is in, with a dude and she has a kid and they break up, now the woman, she already has the bond with her child. You come into the picture. It's more difficult for you to develop a bond with that woman because that woman's main attention has to be on that child, as it should be. So it's harder for you to develop a bond with her and the child for the simple fact that you're always going to be looked at as the non-biological father, especially if the other dude is in the picture, right?
Okay.
The other problem that presents itself is that women have a natural thing to protect their child from fathers or dudes that are not the biological father. So every single time you try to correct the child or say something to the child, she gonna feel some type of way because you're not that child's father. It's so many problems that come into that shit that it's just not a good option. The same way, the way Mr. Fantastic said.
Okay. Anybody have a retort, or do you tend to agree?
No, I would say from what Angry Man is saying, one of the other key elements to put in the back of that is that sometimes if a guy comes late into the relationship and she's got kids maybe in their teenage years, you get the stories where the kid says, "You ain't my daddy."
Yeah.
That's another thing you run into also. So the thing is that a single man has an option to look for a woman who hasn't had kids. And if he finds a woman who hasn't had kids, that's equal playing ground. There's a lot of times where you look at it, whereas even though she may have had children, the thing here is that she's already had her bite at the apple. So no one makes you a bad person, anything like that. But if you have the opportunity to start fresh, it didn't work out, you got a child from the relationship, okay, so be it. But a single man without kids, he has the opportunity to start his own family as well. There's nothing wrong with that. No one's saying she's a bad person. You're just not the person for him because maybe he wants to put money into his legacy, not raising somebody else.
So you just doubling down on what Angry Man's saying and weighing out the additional talking points of why it would be a bad option. Not a bad woman, a bad option to be with, right? I think that's a clarification point.
Yeah, just the primary option.
Okay.
What does that do to the man though? Like, because if you got 70% of women out there with 70% single mothers, right? That means there's also single dads on that, right? Because somebody put the kid in there.
Well,
so
and
when they have one.
Well, and that's actually the thing, though. So, and that's what I'm saying, and that's the important part of this, brother, that you guys don't understand. Like I told you, that's why I gave you the complete and total numbers, right? So the majority of black men don't have kids. So the majority of black men don't have kids, and that's why I gave you the other stat about 60% of black women that have kids by multiple men. So these women are having sex with the same men. They're sharing a lot of sex. They sharing a lot of sex, brother.
So what? Give them the percentage of men that have kids.
46%.
Yeah, 46% of black men have children.
So
Okay,
and the 46% is who you're speaking to essentially, and what happened, what it does to the man. But go on, you can finish your point, because 46%.
And furthermore, of that 46%, it's a lower number that are having multiple children by multiple women. That's what we're trying to get you to understand.
Yeah,
So,
but he understands that point, but he's still asking about the men regardless, because 46% is still a substantial number.
Right. Although it women outweigh the men, it seems like we in this situation we're giving men a pass for having the kids. Like,
No,
so
I'm
if you're a
not.
guy with a kid, then you're good.
I'm not.
Hold on,
No, I'm not.
let him. All right, let him go ahead and finish the point.
I'm asking a question. We're talking about it from one side. I'm asking about the other end because
I was trying to answer.
I know, but I want to hear the entire what he's trying to say.
A man has to be with that woman as well.